And just like that, the Dolphins have went from 8-3 to 8-8, losing their fifth straight game to the Patriots, 23-21. With the stats quickly, Teddy Bridgewater, 12 for 19, 161 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Skylar Thompson, 12 for 21, 104 yards, one touchdown, one interception on the ground. Jeff Wilson, 15 for 45, Mostert, 9 for 29. Tyreek Hill, 1 for 2 with a touchdown. In the receiving game, Raheem Mostert leading the team. You know that's a problem when Raheem Mostert is the leading receiver. 8 for 62 with the touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 4 for 55. Jalen Waddle, 3 for 52. Jeff Wilson, 3 for 31. Trent Sherfield, 2 for 30. With the Patriots, Mac Jones, 20 for 33, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson, 8 for 42 on the ground. Damian Harris, 9 for 32. Tyquan Thornton, 3 for 60 with the touchdown. Jacoby Myers, 6 for 48 and a touchdown. Hunter Henry, 5 for 52 and a touchdown. No touchdown for him. This game was just I'm used to it at this point. I'm actually used to it. I'm not even as disappointed as I was a couple weeks ago when the Dolphins started to lose, because this is 5 straight weeks that the Dolphins haven't won a game. So I'm kind of used to it. This loss isn't even hurting as much as, like I said, the other ones did. But yeah, just like that, from 8-3 to 8-8, now on the verge of missing the playoffs and having the most catastrophic collapse in recent memory. Just going to talk about the playoff scenarios quickly. Obviously, this Jets-Seahawks game going on right now. I think the Seahawks are winning at half, but it doesn't even matter anymore. The Dolphins are now going into a win and you're in situation practically for next week's game against the Jets at home in the season finale. It's basically one way. It's either you win and the Patriots lose and you're in. Anything else, you're out. So of course the Jets, it's looking like they're going to be eliminated with a loss to the Seahawks right now or in a little bit. And the Patriots, of course, still alive. If the Patriots beat the Bills next week, they're in and we're out no matter what happens in the Jets game. But if we beat the Jets and the Bills can beat the Patriots, your Miami Dolphins are heading to the 2022 postseason with a winning record. We'll see what happens, though. Because even with the Jets, if the Jets win this game, they're obviously going to be way more competitive next week. But if they lose, maybe they'll be nice to give us a free win or so, let us get into the playoffs. And I do think that the Bills won't have the 1 seed. They won't have the 1 seed for sure, locked going into next week. So they will basically have to win even to have a chance at getting the 1 seed. So I'm sure that they won't be resting their guys next week, because of course they're who doesn't want that 1 seed bye and always having the home field advantage throughout the whole entire playoffs until the Super Bowl. But yeah, onto the game. Once again, Teddy Bridgewater exiting the game with an injury. I talked about this in the preview. Teddy Bridgewater hasn't actually had a game that he's prepped for and played the whole game. He prepped for the Jets game, only played the first play of the game. The Bengals game, of course, came in at halftime. Then was the Jets game. The Vikings game came in late in the second quarter. And that was the last we saw from him. And now Skylar Thompson having to come in the mid-third quarter after Teddy Bridgewater did something to his finger. I think it was as he threw the ball, he kind of collided with the defensive player's hand, kind of jammed his fingers. It turned out to be a pick 6 on that play, and he got absolutely embarrassed at the stiff arm at the end of the play. But it's just annoying to see. Skylar Thompson, we clearly saw multiple times this season, he's not ready. We can't let Teddy Bridgewater walk, which is going to happen most likely. We can't let him walk and then see Skylar Thompson be the backup, because he's clearly not ready. Maybe he can be a practice squad quarterback. Maybe we keep a third quarterback again, especially if Tua is going to be our guy next year, which is looking like he will. There's really no reason to say he shouldn't be. I do think Tua should be the guy next year still. But if he is, clearly he can't really play the whole season, so you're going to have a third quarterback on the roster, it's looking like. So Skylar Thompson should be on the roster, but more than likely you got to bring up another backup guy. Maybe it's Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe it's a guy like Derek Carr, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. I don't know who it's going to be. That's for Chris Greer, McDaniel to figure out. But all I know is that I want Tua to be the franchise. I want Tua to be the quarterback next year. There's, like I said, there's really no reason why he shouldn't be. But in this game, it was frustrating to watch. Teddy threw, like I said, that pick 6 was really the turning point of the game. So the play that really lost us the game once again, was a Jason Sanders missed field goal. He needs to leave. I don't know why we signed him to a 5-year, $22 million contract extension, and I'm pretty sure that releasing him this offseason leaves us no dead cap, which is great because he's off the team. Like, I don't care if we have to use a draft pick on a kicker, but he's got to go. We need a new kicker. And this loss, once again, it's the same situation with the defense most games that we've lost this season. The defense isn't great. We know Josh Boyer is gone. He's gone. He's one more game left this season, and he is gone. I don't care if the Jets don't score a single point next season. He's fired after the game tomorrow. After the game next weekend, I mean. And so is Danny Crossman on the special teams. I know the special teams didn't even play that awful this game, but I'm just still so pissed off from last week that I don't care. He's gone after this game as well, after next week's game as well. But it's like I said, it's the same situation with the defense, where it's bend, not break. They play decent enough to give the offense opportunities, but the offense can never, ever capitalize. The defense, sure, they have times where they have a great chance to get off the field on third down, and they can't do it, or they let up a stupid touchdown, or they get let up a stupid play downfield. Multiple of them today. It was late in the game where the Dolphins were down by 2, and the Patriots were at their goal line. It was 3rd and goal, and they're expecting the run, because who wouldn't be expecting the run? But the Patriots make a switch in their play, and it turns out that Duke Riley is on the edge defending Tyquan Thornton or Jacoby Myers, and throws it up, and I don't know what Duke Riley was really doing, but it was an easy touchdown for them. And the play before that led them all the way downfield, where Keon Crossan jumped on the receiver before the ball was even remotely close. I don't know what they were thinking. I know injuries were a big part in this game. I know Teron Armstead didn't play. I wasn't really expecting that. Neither was I expecting Xavier Howard not to play. The Bradley Chubb absence was, sure, it kind of sucked because it took that attention away from him. And they put it more on Jalen Phillips, so he didn't really have a big game. Christian Wilkins did his thing as always. Andrew Van Ginkel had a good game because he was obviously in for Bradley Chubb. But it's clear that you just have to... We just need to get into the playoffs. Like, it's been multiple weeks where I don't care what happens. I don't care if 2 through 4 picks. That's why in the Packers game, I didn't even care. Like, of course, it was big for the game, but for the results, I don't care what happened, how many interceptions he threw. Just win the game. But of course, we ended up, we threw the 3rd interception on the 3rd straight drive in the 4th quarter. We ended up losing the Packers game. Speaking of the Packers, they're killing the Vikings right now. They're making a push to get the final spot in the NFC playoff race. It would be a great time to be a Packers fan right now. I think if there's one team you don't want to be a fan of right now, it's either the Dolphins or the Titans, or maybe the Texans, but you know what I mean. There's got to be a lot of changes made this offseason. I'm not even, Mike McDaniel is not going to get fired. He's a first-year head coach. There's no reason to fire him. And more than half the roster is our free agents, so that is going to be a big-time hassle this offseason, especially with the limited money you have from all the big contracts you gave out with Tyreek Hill and Armstead and Bradley Chubb. And even these guys like Waddle and, even Tua in there and Jalen Phillips, rising... The time is going to come where you're going to have to pay them as well. So they got a lot of work to do this offseason. Like I said, there's going to be changes coming to the staff. Josh Boyer and Danny Crossman, they're both gone. I don't know about Chris Greer, to be honest. I think Stephen Ross has got to sell the team, but that's obviously not going to happen anytime soon. But I mean, it's just disappointing, and I know the Dolphins had 4 straight wins against the Patriots, so now they're 4-1 in the last 5. Tua is still undefeated against Bill Belichick, so that's something I want to throw out there. But, yeah, we're going to need some help next week with the Bills, of course, being the Patriots. I think it'll happen, like I said, as well as the Dolphins being the Jets. It's looking like the Seahawks are going to beat the Jets, so next week for them shouldn't really matter. I want to check the score quickly. Yeah, 3rd quarter is just starting. Seahawks ball. They're up 17-6, so they should win that game. And the Dolphins just win. Just win. It's looking like it'll be Teddy Bridgewater again because Tua doesn't even have a timeable return. So let's just get into the playoffs, please. Obviously, it's a must-win game next week. As if any of these games weren't must-win games, you're finally down to the final game of the season where you've lost the previous 5 in a row. This is a must-win game. If you lose this game, the season's over. If you win, you may not even be in the playoffs. So we got a lot to play for next week, of course, including Tua's job. So we'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to make another video to talk about this, but just a disappointing loss. I thought that we could have seen more out of the offense, but I mean, we'll have to see what happens. Either way, Dolphins lose their 5th straight. And now in a win and you're in situation next week versus the Jets at home in the season finale. We'll see what happens. Either way, that'll wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace.